Hello everybody. So my name is Shayna Tiller and this is myself as a communicator video. So communication is a huge part of my life, not only in my work environment, but also in my day-to-day life and the relationship with myself. So I wanted to start this video with the concept of oneself described in chapter 5, and then move on to some other concepts of interpersonal communication that I use in everyday work life and my personal life as well. Hope you like it. Alright, so as all of you probably know by now, each of us possesses a real self, an ideal self, and a public self. So the real self is your honest opinion of what you think you are regarding your interests, thoughts, emotions, and needs. The ideal self is who you aspire to be and is kind of considered the perfect you. And finally, the public self is the one that everyone knows you as. And one of my favorite quotes that I try to live by is "Be as you wish to seem" by Socrates. And I think that this really captures the combination of the public self and real self to kind of invent your own ideal self. And I think that it's what everyone should reach to be and be as you wish to seem. So now I will give you a little look into my real self, and you can kind of compare it to the person you see in your communications class this summer. So believe it or not, I am not always the talkative, loud, outgoing girl that you see in class. I'm actually kind of like an introvert. I kind of call myself the outgoing introvert. And even though I'm social and good at talking to people, I really value my alone time and spend a lot of time by myself and kind of like get stuck in my head. So I get pretty drained, honestly, from socializing a lot and often need time to recharge, and do that by running or riding my horse or reading or something along those lines. So I guess that my real self is kind of a more quiet person and a person that keeps more to themselves, but I still do enjoy the social aspect and all that which you see in my public self.
Okay, this is my horse Irish that you've heard me talk plenty about. And horseback riding also goes with my real self, and it's kind of where I go away for solitude, but it also illustrates a lot of the concepts of communication that we read about in the textbook. So specifically with the different concepts of survival and pleasure seeking, that's kind of all that horseback riding is about. So what equestrians do is gallop as fast as you can, basically on a 1,300-pound killing machine. And we do that for fun. So without the survival instinct, people can get really hurt, and you have to kind of adjust and do things so that you can be successful in the sport and also safe. The pleasure seeking is also a major part of horseback riding because it is an adrenaline rush like no other, and I also have a huge bond with my horse that is a pleasurable activity as well. Additionally, communicating with my horse is kind of how we accomplish everything. So the messages I send him and the directions I send him, although different from with humans, are also very clear. So if I want Irish to go forward, I push him forward with my legs, and if I want him to stop, I stand still. So communication is very important to horseback riding, and so the concept of power is also a very important part of horseback riding. As I said, it's very dangerous, and you have to be in control of what you're doing and what the horse is doing in order to be safe. So to control that, I have to communicate well with him and tell him where he should go, what he can and can't do, because going over jumps and doing things aren't exactly things Irish would like to do in his spare time. So communicating with him well and being clear is essential to our success in the sport.
So online interpersonal communication is a huge part of my line of work as well. In the horse industry, the online aspect is really important because it's how you find clients, how clients can find you, and also how you can put information about your business out there. So for me personally, I manage my barn's Facebook page, and that allows people to see what we're doing on a daily basis, as well as shows events and things along those lines. Okay, so as you can see here, this is my barn's Facebook page that I manage, and it's called Encore Stables, and you can see over here is the information on all of the likes we have. You can see how many people have looked through the page. Down here provides information on the location of the barn, the phone number where you can reach us, and I also just keep people updated on kind of things that are going on. So here we had an event this weekend. It was a big open house and Equinor, and we made it into the Baltimore Sun, which was very exciting. So then I also just add pictures of things going on when we're riding horses, new horses we get, just to keep people interested and have them want to be our clients. So there's a little bit of our interpersonal online communication done through Facebook. So to continue the ideas of working with clients in the horse industry, Chapter 7's concepts of giving directions is a huge part of my job. I teach horse lessons to little kids and adults, and without proper directions, they have no idea what they're doing. So the directions require giving instructions for accomplishing a task, achieving an effect, or going somewhere as described verbatim in the textbook. It's really important to be organized so that the clients understand what I'm asking them to do and how to properly execute that. And if they have some confusion, then methods of handling that and making it really clear so that they have fun and are also safe. It's also really important to express empathy and acknowledge how people are feeling. As I said earlier, these people are riding 1,300-pound animals that can kill them any second they wanted to, and a lot of people are pretty scared of that. So you have to find ways to sympathize with them and try to figure out the best way to help them overcome their fear and be successful in the sport. So in conclusion, communication is a huge part of my life, not only in my personal time with myself and trying to identify my real self, my public self, and forming my ideal self. It also goes with my work environment, which requires different types of communications for the various tasks that are asked of me. Being able to communicate with myself helps me to communicate with others better and drives me to be a more successful communicator as well. Thank you guys for listening to my video, and I hope you guys have a great school year.